Hi guys, today we're going to do some seedling plantings, well, seed plantings. And I've got Alex over here helping me today. So we're going to start today with making these little jars with basil seeds in it. So go ahead and you can follow along as I explain to Alex what we're doing. Which jar do you want? That one? Okay. I'll take this one. You want to take the jar and you want to put sand at the bottom. A little bit of sand at the bottom, okay? So to about here with sand. Okay. And then we need to put rocks in there. Now, I don't know if you guys remember, but we made this compost up outside. Okay. There we go. I think we're good. I think this is mixed really well. It looks pretty awesome. I don't know how much is here, but it's in a regular wheelbarrow. It's that much. So we're going to see how many seeds we can start in this dirt. Let's go ahead and take some in the house. And we're going to put some of that in the bottom of the jar. We're going to put this bigger compost here. That. Yep, it's a little full. You want to take some of that out. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to sprinkle a few of these seeds on the top. One, two, three, four, 5, 6. And we're going to do 7 in that big one. And that's just sweet basil is what that is. Then we're going to take our seed starting mix and we're just going to put that on top. Probably could have used the same compost we already made, but this is a little bit smaller and this will assure that it's coating it completely. But we're just doing a really thin layer, maybe a 1/4 of an inch here. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to water it. Just take it like, and just run it into all the water until it gets all wet down here at the bottom. Now I'm going to show you what we did. We saved a bunch of these chip cans, and I've saved them throughout the whole fall and winter, because my thoughts were is when we go traveling throughout the summer, we would have a couple of carrots in each one of these, and I could just grab that, and whenever we stopped we would have fresh carrots, and I could just throw this away and I wouldn't care afterwards. So it's like a one-time use idea, so we'll see how it turns out. So what I did is I drilled a little hole at the bottom so that if there's extra water it can get out, and I drilled a big hole up here at the top, and I'm going to show you why I did this. With container gardening, you want to have an air pocket at the bottom so that the roots can get air, because you don't want the carrot to drown. And you want a weep hole so that the extra water can get out, so that the carrot can reach down to get to the water. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this bottle inside here, and I'm going to squish it up here at the top. And I'll show you what this is going to look like once we put it inside the can. I poked some holes in the bottle so that the water can get in and out of the bottle as it's needed. And then what I did here is I put a piece of old towel that I just cut up and stuck it down into the bottle, and then stuck it up here so that it could soak into the soil and get the soil wet from the water that's down at the bottom. Especially important when you first plant the seeds, because you don't want to water it and displace the seeds, especially when you're trying to target them to grow into certain areas. So once we've got this bottle set up, we're going to take this bottle and we're going to push it down in here. And I'm going to bend it and make this little nozzle come out the end. You see that? Now all I have to do is put a funnel there, and I can water it from here instead of watering it from the top. If you water carrots from the top, they stay shorter and they get real fat at the top, and we want long skinny carrots. So we want to water the carrot from the bottom. So we're going to put the water in through here, and it'll go down in the bottom. Okay? So now when you look inside the can, I don't know if you can see that, you've got space for the carrot to grow down this side and grow down this side. So I can get a little fat at the top and still have room for two. You probably could fit 3. Now I'm going to plant these 4 seeds in each container, and that my thought is that as they get a little bit bigger, I can pull 2 of the little ones out and eat those as baby carrots, giving the 2 other ones bigger room. But just in case I don't have all of them germinate, I would rather make sure that there's at least 2 in each one. So I'm going to double plant. We're going to take our pre-made potting mix here that I mixed up in earlier, and we're going to go ahead and fill these cans with just this regular plant seed starting mix. And we're going to shake it down real good and try to get it down as far as we can. Some big sticks on the top, but because of what we're growing, I don't know that I want a bunch of big sticks. In my soil, I'm noticing there's a lot of these big chunks of wood. I think what I'm going to do is go make a strainer so that I can get these big chunks of wood out of my garden, out of my starter soil. I'll be right back. Well, I found this 1/2-inch hardware cloth. I think what I'm going to do is just scoop it in here and kind of filter it through and make me a little pile where I've gotten out some of these bigger chunks. And I'm going to just throw that over in my raised garden bed. Okay. We're going to go ahead and fill up these containers now with that potting soil that I made earlier. And we're going to shake it all down into the tube to get that dirt to go all the way down so that we can have the water get sucked up to the dirt on the top. So we got to work it down next to the jug. And then we're going to fill it up to the top.
You good out here?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm videotaping, so if you hear me talking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So what we just did is we sat here and we filled up all of these and got them all wet. I like soil to be wet when I put the carrot seeds on them so that we don't have to put a lot of water on them because I don't want the carrot seeds to move. So when I put the 4 carrot seeds on here, I'm going to put 1 in each quadrant. So if you can see that, here's the nozzle where we know the carrots, we want them to grow down the sides here beside the water spigot. So I'm planting 1 on each side of that. And then I'm going to plant these 2 here. Now these 2 are the ones that if all 4 germinate, I'm going to pull these out and eat them when they're little babies. But if all 4 don't germinate, at least I have 2 that in the end I'm hoping to have at least 2 in each container to grow full carrots. Once I've put those 4 on there, I'm going to take my real fine potting soil starter and I'm going to just sprinkle that on top. And that's to cover those fine tiny little seeds. And then I'm going to put just a drizzle of water to wet that down, but not enough to really move any soil. And we planted some carrot seeds and we're going to check in on those. Now we're going to come see what they look like now. These are those Pringles cans that we planted the seeds in. And you can see that they're all coming up. So they look like starting to show little carrot looking leaves on them now. So we got pretty good germination. I did get a couple that didn't have any sprout at all. And then I got a bunch that have 3 of them in it. And then this one here that just has 1. None of them came up with all 4 seeds. So all of them came up with 3, except for this one that just had 1. So cute though.